I breathe between the bars of now and next. I'm trading futures, sharing time, fading lines through liquid signs, every loss and every climb, all dissolved inside the mind. Screens glow like city lights, heartbeat caught in the candles rise. Ticks drift through the static haze, future whispers in dead waves. Charts breathe, pulse of cold, echoes where the numbers float. Every tick a breath I chase, lost inside this market space. I'm trading futures, trading time, lines of rhythm, dollar signs. In the silence I align, between the noise and the divine.
Yeah. Afternoon stream, let's get it. Neon on the mic, yeah. Neon stepping in, yeah. Session wide awake. Night shift laid the ground. Word. Matt set the play. Now it's midday money. Nah. Structure on the screen. Neon seeds acting holy, price moving clean. No FOMO type in the channel mode. We learned that lesson back in 24. Half gap buys when the market dips. DD bands bounce and we let it rip. Bulls on flashing like a warning light. If it's not a line, we let it slide. Patience, heavy discipline, sharp. Room full of killers, but we play it small. When the clock strikes noon, liquidity rising, feel that boom. Calm hands on the play, red to green, we pivot that way. The room shows up. Yeah. The room shows up. Yeah. Yeah. Volume builder, feel that shift. Market makers tryna midday drift. Fake break high, yeah, we seen that move. Liquidity pocket, we approve. Whoosh fan blowing when the entry's tight. Stops place clean, risk held right. Not gambling candles, we stack this skill. Consistency over chasing thrill. Chat moving steady, no chaos here. Green heart emojis when setup's clear. If we win together, we lose composed. Trust the system, the blueprints close. Yeah, yeah. The room shows up. Yeah. The room shows up. When the clock strikes noon, the room's liquidity rising, feel that boom. The room shows up. The room shows up. Calm hands on the play, red and green, we pivot that way. The room shows up. The room shows up. The room shows up. The room shows up. Silence when the setup phones. Heartbeat with the market stones. One clean entry, breathe, don't rush. Midday pressure, but the room shows up.
What's up, man?
Clock strikes noon.
What's good, people? What's good, baby? The room shows up. The Weeda say, play that one more time. What's good, G? What's good in the hood? C. Kennedy, Adventure Rigs, Sim Show, Levi, Devil, ZenShare US. What's up? Adventure Rigs. What's good, fam? What up? What up? What up? Boosted Dime, Ian, 49, SR20 DET, Blackout. What's up, fam? It's Burn, Jose, Mike H, Moke Shop. What up, G? Generic Handle Haver. Who else is in the house? Who's here? Anyone new here? If you're new here, type something in chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Raptor, what's up? Happy Oro, what's up? Ethan, what up? KT Mash, what's good? Rizona's new. The room shows up. Welcome, Rizona. Laru, Moneymaker Inspiration. What's up, fam? What's going on, guys? SDJ, right? SJD. Dirty Jersey in the house. What's up, people? We're about to go lights on. We got a nice little agenda today. Handsome Dan. What up, G? Space Ranger, you're new. Watching from Alaska. Damn, I'm in Vegas. It was 94 here yesterday. It'll be even hotter here today. THX, what's up, G? The old gray wolf. Learning, newbie. What's up? You landed on a good spot. If you don't know about the Rocket Scooter platform, to me, it's the platform that's publicly available that has the most edge out of anywhere. So you landed on a good spot. What's going on, guys? Kevin says too hot. Yeah, I went for a nice long... I went for a walk. I just came back from a walk now. And I went for a walk last night after stream. But I went for a walk because my read on the market today was really solid. It really kept me out of trouble. I have a car, but I love walking. I walk as much as I can. I walk a lot. I try to get 15, 20,000 steps in on some days, but minimum 5. But I like to get 15 to 20 if I can. XCZ just kind of brought up something that is that kind of frames most of the agenda. So XCZ just says, "Hey Neon, thanks for that 24,575 level. That was amazing. Had so much off of that level today in Asia." The 24,575 level. That's the level I called going into the close last night. Now I call levels just because I want to explain my thought process. Like, it's great that XCZ traded off that level, but this is not financial advice. I'm wrong about 1 out of 3 times, and sometimes I'll pick out a level and then I'll watch the action around the level. I don't like it. So, I appreciate that level was extremely responsive last night, and I had called it out right before the close. But, just be careful with trading any levels that anyone ever says anything about, because who knows, maybe after the stream I saw something, I'm like, that level sucks now, so just be careful. But yes, it was a very responsive level, and it was the level that kind of was the pivot for last night, and the close. Justin said, can I explain the resilience indicator? I will. Let's XCZ said, just do that going forward. But yeah, call that a perfect level like that. It's not always that clean. All right, we're lights on. Yeah, because I get nervous because as part of the stream, obviously I'm gonna talk about my thesis, but it can get nerve-wracking because, you know, I've always been a private trader, and, you know, now like my thesis is out there. So, you know, I can't stop people from trading around the thesis, but this is not financial advice. But yeah, the level was amazing last night. All right. So we're lights on now. So we're going to talk about a few things. First, how a pending news release this morning hurt my execution. I had a chef's kiss entry pre-market, but I couldn't trade it with conviction because I looked at the calendar and I'm like, oh, like my entry was like 15 minutes before 8:30, and 8:30 was what was it? Let me look at the calendar. And I was just too nervous to be holding. 8:30 was, it was only jobless claims, but I was still like, I don't know. I was just nervous about it, but we'll go into that and kind of how that frames a lot of how I approach today's session. Number 3, probably the most significant part that we should talk about is the overnight sessions have been stunningly beautiful. I mean, they've been just so pretty and so clean that that it's like pre-market and Globex open and then pre-market from like 6 a.m. to like 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. have been where the money's at, which kind of sucks, but whatever. And then Raptor said, no way I walk in the summer in Nevada. Actually, yeah, last summer I walked 10 miles from my house to the strip, so I do. I'm Indian. I don't care. Like, it's 110 out. I'm not bothered. It's fine with me. I don't care about the heat. It's dry heat. It doesn't bother me. Let's see what else we got here. I'll explain the resilience indicator. Remind me if because I'm going to go over a couple of things from the agenda. Somebody B71 said, yeah, trading is dynamic, conditions change on an instant. Yeah. So, you know, my thesis is usually pretty fluid. Let's see what else we got here. Space Ranger said, you're trying to learn day trading and just right now investment for you, but you want to understand more. Well, out on the web, the Rocket Scooter platform is pretty much the only platform I would recommend to people. That's the platform on the left-hand side of the screen. It draws levels at the beginning of the session, and they're very tradable levels, and there's a boot camp. There's a link in the description for the boot camp. So definitely take that. If you're thinking about day trading and you already don't have an education and you haven't learned all the garbage information that's out there, because it's pretty treacherous trying to learn to day trade, because there's a lot, it's not regulated and there's a lot of false information out there, I've learned. So, you know, good for you. Good for you that you landed here. Fraser's in the house. What up, G? I Am Liquidity said overnight sessions have been barbecue chicken. They have been so good. Finger licking good. Let's see. Now we know how he's called Neon. Why? Because I walk in the heat. Let's see. Oh, THX says, how do I feel about long off DD band if it gets there again? Well, this morning I had an order sitting at 24,303. Let me just, oh, you could see it on the chart. See this salmon line? I had an order right there. It almost got tagged. I didn't, it was still liquid when it got down here. So I couldn't pull the order up and let it get filled early, because it did seem like it was going to get down there, and it just didn't. It just didn't. Let's see what else we got. XYZ said, oh, you're really good at teaching, streaming, and framing your session. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm new to the streaming. I'm new to, you know, talking out my thesis out loud. I usually do it in my head. So, it's cool. It's cool. And like, you know, we're building a family. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's been a little bit, it's a learning curve. And like with the trade copier, like I had an error with the trade copy this morning, not this morning, yesterday. And it cost me it cost me a really good opportunity in my main account. So, you know, but it's all learning. It's all growing pains. Okay. Jose said, I'm bear bias. I'm not bear bias. My bias is pretty neutral. Maybe a little bit to the long side if we get down to 24,303. Okay. So let's talk about how a pending news release hurt my execution. This is going to be a very quick talking point. Basically, it's more of just an overall lesson or discussion point. And chat, shout it out if you deal with this sometimes. There's an entry that you really like, right? There's an entry that you really like, and it's getting to the point where it's the wrong time to take it. This has happened to me twice in the last 24 hours. Last night, I called out that 24,000, let me see what level it was. 24,000. Does anyone remember what level it was? Was it 24,575? 24,575. Yeah, 24,575. And then it got reached, like, I think it was like 420, 425. And it had like a 55-point bounce, but it was just too late. And then it got tagged again right at the open, and that was where the money was. It did get tagged again right at the Globex open. So that level was great. But then this morning, similar thing happened. A level I was watching for a short trade came up, and I just couldn't hold. I could not hold the trade because the entry was at like 8:16 a.m. or something, and the news was at was going to be at 8:30, and it was just at a level. Some levels I expect to be very responsive. Some levels I expect some rotation around before the trade takes off. And it was a level that I expected rotation around before the trade took off. So, you know, I was in the trade and then I had to cut it. I cut it for a very small win. So how often does that happen to you guys? And let me ask you all a question. When an entry you've been waiting for comes up, but it's right before maybe the end of the session, maybe it's 9:25 and it's right before the open, do you take it and just say, forget it, I'm just going to ride it out? Or do you say, you know what, volatility is going to be too high around this possible news release, I'm not going to be able to manage risk, and you skip it? What do you guys do? Because I typically cut the trade short, take lighter size, or just skip it altogether. You don't take it, you sit out, you don't take it. Okay, so most, yeah, I figured we got a pretty sensible chat. That makes sense. Now, adventure rigs, you cut it short, you scale in. Mike H, you take it light in your props, but not real account. That's fair. You always try and wait 15 minutes. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I am liquidity. Okay, I am liquidity said something which sometimes happens even to me. He said, honest take, I don't take it and then regret not taking it and then FOMO into a trade later. Yeah, and I am liquidity. I bet sometimes the trade wouldn't have worked out and you feel really good about not taking it, right? It's kind of a little psychological thing that happens sometimes. Oh, Ethan, that's interesting. Ethan takes it as his paper trading account just to see how it would have done. So I guess you gain some experience and market exposure, visual watching the points up and down. That's cool. All right, guys, smash that like button. Hit the like button. We got giveaways today. All right, so why I had a really good session, but not big P&L, right? And you all know, if you've been here for a while, you know I don't equate P&L and good session together. I equate good session as I made a good read, I managed risk well, I took setups that I would take again that I don't consider errors, right? To me, an error for me is if I take a setup that has less than 65%, in my opinion, 65% chance of working out. right? You remember, I think it was last week or the week before, I took a trade and I was kind of beating myself up because I was like, that was a 55% trade. I shouldn't have taken that. I think it was last week or the week before. So I'm really critical and stuff like that. But, you know, you just kind of got to monitor it. But today was a really good session because my pre-market read was so locked in. So I'm going to pull up my Twitter and just explain why, for me, I had a really good session. Zill from Finland, what up, G? Mr. B. Allison, what's going on? Let's see what else. See if there are any other questions that came up. Woo Outside said your paper P&L's up 183K. Ethan said, do I trade metals or gas? No. I mean, unless there's like a specific swing trade or something going on, but no, not really. I pretty much I'm usually always able to find opportunity in regular old NASDAQ and S&P, so no. But not that I'm against it. But I like to master one instrument. One or two instruments, because I'm really in tune with the instrument that I'm trading, right? Oh, G80. Before we get to the Twitter, G80 said you had a decent sized loss that happened Tuesday, Wednesday, and now you're scared to hit the trade button. Kind of sucks to feel that way. G80, that's not a great feeling. G80. I would imagine, based on the fact that you said that, are you someone who does not equally risk all of your trades? Some trades you risk more because you got more conviction. Some trades you risk less because you got less conviction. Do you do that? Because to me, that's the only way you would be able to have a decent sized loss. Yeah, that's difficult. Because it's really tough to know. It's really tough to know which trade is going to be a winner versus a loser. Like, I'm super confident in my stats. Right, someone asked me the other day, someone's like, if you're so confident, why don't you full port your accounts? I said, because I'm super confident in my stats. I'm super confident that over the next 1,000 trades I take, I'm very confident my accuracy will come in somewhere between 65 and 72%. I'm extremely confident, okay? But guess what? I am absolutely 0% confident that my next trade will be a winner. Not confident at all. Because there's a 1 in 3 chance, statistically, that it's wrong. So I'm very confident in my accuracy. I'm not confident at all in my next trade. Right? And that's why I manage risk. Right? That's why you manage risk. You know, like if you flip a coin and it's heads, and then you flip a coin and it's tails, okay, that's a perfect result. But there's a good chance you're going to flip heads twice in a row or tails twice in a row. Right, so that's why I don't full port. All right, so let's bring up the Twitter, because I was really happy with my read today. I couldn't have been more happy with my read, to be honest with you. Okay, let's go to this is fun. Two more lucid accounts passed. Let me see if I can widen this up. Hold on. 2 more lucid accounts passed, so that's fun. Here's the stats. 77% accuracy, nice little equity curve. So 2 more funded lucid accounts. I think I'm just gonna, I have a nice collection of funded accounts now. I think I'm gonna stop trying to do, I don't know, maybe I'll copy trade to evals just to keep building up funded accounts on tap. But you can only trade up to 5 accounts at a time. Right, so right now I'm trading 3 TPT fundeds, 2 lucid fundeds, and I just got more on tap, ready to go. But, you know, because I'm new to props, so I don't want to just activate them all in case I run into some rule that I didn't know about or whatever. But I think I'm going to be done with evals for a while and just trade the funded stuff. But anyway, so that was cool. So I posted that last night. Right, so pretty normal stats for me. Well, actually, no, the accuracy was a little bit higher than normal. The risk reward was a little lower than normal. But here's what I'm most want to talk about. And it's my pre-market read today, which really locked my session in. I said still an hour to go in pre-market. So I made this at like 8:30 Eastern. Let me see what time I made this. 8:25. And I'm usually my pre-market reads, they're usually right around 3 out of 5 days a week. Yeah, about, which makes sense. They're wrong about twice a week. So I said still an hour to go in pre-market. Hold on, stupid mouse. Still an hour to go in pre-market. Early read. I said we might have a whippy move off the open, and then the rest of the day might stay tight. The key thing being the rest of the day might stay tight. So that was my thoughts going into before the open. An hour before the open, I look at the chart and I say, we're probably going to have a move off the open, and then we're just going to trade tight. That's what the XCZ says. That's what she said. That's what it looked like to me. The chart just looked like that. Now, there's no mechanical, I can't really explain mechanically, like there's no indicator I'm reading to come up with that thesis. That's just from seeing sessions. That's just from seeing sessions. Ethan says, but what is tight? Tight to me is mainly it's just a way that price moves. Like price isn't really getting any directional moves, sweeping to different zones. It's kind of it'll trade in a high volume chop. So maybe whatever, 150 point range for NASDAQ, something like that, 200 point range. And then I said that the rest of the day might stay tight. I was expecting that we would be in the upper zone, not in the lower zone. The zone I thought we would settle in was if you look at seeds, you see there's an upper zone and a lower zone. I was thinking we would be tight in the upper zone, not in the lower zone. But that's fine. Either way, just kind of I'm thinking it's going to be a tighter day. Tight like a tiger. Yeah. And then I said, we shall see. Possible high volume chop recipe. I said possible high volume chop recipe. And what have we had today? We've had chop, but it's been pretty voluminous. There's been decent volume. So it feels like someone's accumulating a position. Maybe a rip your face off rally tomorrow, clear out some more shorts, and then maybe a nice down move next week. We'll see. And then right after the open, I said highly liquid open. Feels like institutional participants are back at the table and ready to play. And then a little bit later, I said pre-market assessment seems to be coming to fruition. High volume chop. I'll be keeping an eye on the market to see if we get a directional drive. It might not happen until overnight or tomorrow, as it seems there's accumulation going on here. Watching and waiting. And that's what I've been doing for the last 3 hours. Watching and waiting. There's nothing for me to do. If we break down through DD band, I'll be reading the tape down there for a possible recovery back into the range. However, here's the issue with the DD band trade for me right now. I missed my fill. I had my order down there. Missed it by about 18 points. So I'm glad I didn't try to take it, because if I had taken that entry and then it had gone down to the place where I had my resting order, the geometry on the trade would have been way off, because I would have been at my desired entry and I would have been down 18 points on the trade. And of course I could have put on tiny size and then scaled in at the lower level. However, the place where I had the resting order was my tiny size. And if it got deeper, I was going to scale. So I didn't want to be scaling in at 3 different spots. So I missed that entry. I'm totally fine with it. But here's the issue now. Based on the action that I'm seeing on the chart, if we get down to DD band again and we clear that low, the problem is, I don't know if I like the entry anymore, because there's a good chance that we just hover down there and the accumulation continues. Because if we get a lot of volume down there, it might just be really sticky. So that is a less desirable entry for me now. I was excited for it at the beginning of the session because, you know, you get some people going crazy short, dumping in short at the open, then they get stuck, and then you've got a big recovery, which we got. You know, that was kind of the move I was looking for. But at this point, it's a different trade now. Like, the levels are settled in, you know, people around the world are settled into their positions, or, you know, they're already walked away from the market from the day. So the whole trade dynamic is different now. The whole trade dynamic is different now. Let's see what we got here. Just reading chat. N Hale said, doesn't Lucid have a 3K max payout? I actually have some questions for you guys about payouts because I've been doing some research, and apparently if you build too much of a buffer, they'll like just give a small portion of it and they'll put it in a live account, and then you lose all your profits. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the whole buffer building thing. I might just take payouts along the way, like, you know, few thousand. I might just do it that way rather than build up a big buffer and try to trade with bigger size in the props, because I don't want my ignorance, not knowing all the different rules, to kind of, I don't want to work on these accounts for 3 months, build up a big buffer, and then all of a sudden I lose it because of some technicality. So I don't know. I'm going to have to do more research on that. I don't really know how it works. I remember asking everyone last week if you could just not take a payout and just build a big buffer. Everyone said yes, but I don't know. I was reading some stuff online about how people, subjectively just, I don't know, they'll just move a small portion of it to a live account and then you basically forfeit the winnings, whatever. I'm like, well, if that's a possibility to happen, then I'll just take payouts along the way. I'm Liquidity's talking about frequently asked questions. I don't know. It's all confusing to me. It's all I get confused by all of it. I can't follow it. All the different rules and stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Doesn't Lucid allow you to pull out money instead of going live? I have no idea. I'm new to it all. I don't know. LaRue said, have I been trading a long time or did I have a regular job? My last regular job was when I was 20, early 20s. I think it was like 20. It was like over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago. I mean, I've done some tech consulting stuff for software companies, but not nothing, no job. That life was just, I learned very early on in my adult life that just wasn't for me, because I just felt like someone else controlled my destiny. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for my personality. Let's see what else we got here. Rod Trade said, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Rod. Good afternoon. Let's see. Lemek said it's not real money until you take the payout. See money, take money, reinvest money. Yeah, Lemex, you know, I think with the props that might be the way to go. I don't think trading them for months and months and building up a big buffer is going to be a smart thing to do, in reading some of the stuff. Ethan, I'm not new to futures. No, Ethan, I've been trading futures for over 10 years. I'm new to props. Ethan, yeah, I'm new to props. Now, I've been trading almost 15 years. But new to props. My prop experience is like less than 2 months. Everyone's saying pull, when in doubt, pull out. As far as profits go. Freechy said, what made me get into props? So the only thing that made me get into props is because they're popular for streamers. Because people like watching. Props are popular for streaming. That's the only thing that made me get into props. Because they're more complicated than regular trading. So, like, you know, unless you don't have capital, there's, you know, I didn't really think they made sense. But we did a poll, Freechy, we did a poll 2 weeks ago, and I asked why people trade props, and everyone had the same response, and it was that it lowers risk. So it sounds like people love the props because then you don't have to worry about managing risk as much. But, you know, if you've got consistent statistics and you have capital, it's like regular trading is just, it's easier. There's tax advantages to it, so I don't know. Ian said you're all poor. No, that's not. No, I'm not saying no. I think it's just I think it's a tool for people to learn, and maybe a tool for people to copy trade alongside their regular account for some, you know, what might be seemingly free money. But there's no such thing as free money, because, like, look, it's occupying space in my brain. I'm thinking about what's the rules, what's this, what's that. I had a very expensive opportunity cost yesterday because a trade didn't execute correctly in my main account because I was messing with the copy trader. So, you know, like, my first few payouts is probably just going to, it'll just pay for the amount that I didn't make yesterday from that execution error. So it's already, you know, there's already all these complications that come in with the props. So they're good, but there's a specific reason for them, and it sounds like it's mainly because there's no risk. Let's see what else we got here. Naruto say I wait for setups. Yeah, Naruto, I wait for setups. Naruto, I get really Naruto. So I'm very much about my stats, right? I'm very much about my stats. So, because listen, I trade a liquid instrument, right? If anyone out there, if you trade a liquid instrument and your stats are good, all you got to do is change your size, and there you go. So long as you can control your psychology. So I care about my stats, right? So I don't want to take a setup that's 55% because I'm bored or whatever, because it'll hurt my stats, and I'm very proud of my stats. And I like that trade evade thing with the screenshot. I really find that cool. To me, it's like art. That's like my art. I'm very proud of my art, you know? Like my stats, that little curve, and, you know, because I haven't journaled in many years, so I haven't seen something like that for my trades in a long time. So discovering that feature, I think it's really cool. I like that. Larry said I'm a stat snob. Yeah, I'm a stat snob. You know, if you got good stats and you trade NQ, that's it. You're good. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, by the way, you know, there are like, I see a lot of people talking about like blowing up accounts and stuff. There's risk management settings that you can do. So you can set like max loss for the day if you can't control yourself and all that. I have a risk management add-on for NinjaTrader in case, well, it's mainly because if I step away from the desk and something happens, but also, it, you know, like I have an amygdala, you know, I have an amygdala. I'll make mistakes. So it'll help me too. Let's see what else we got here. C. Wisdom said you can't find anywhere where they limit you, but you thought you read somewhere it was 6 withdrawals max. Yeah, I'll see. Ian said props are a low-cost education. Yeah, I think that makes sense. If props existed when I started, I would have definitely done them. Because it's like you get a little bit of a feel for risk, because, you know, I guess. If you buy one of the, maybe if you buy one of the $250 accounts, then you could feel a little bit something, and then, you know, tis bad. I can't give tax advice, but futures have favorable tax advantages. Futures have favorable tax advantage. That's pretty well known. Also, SPX option, like certain options on certain instruments have tax advantages as well. Trades with E asks what account size I use. So with the props, I've switched basically to using the 25K. I'll tell you what happened. Trades with E or L. What happened with me was, I'm a very routine person. And when I first started, I was doing, I think I had some 25K and some 50K. And the sizing and managing the risk and how much am I supposed to, what's the drawdown on this account? What's the sizing on this account? I was getting very confused because I'm not good at managing all those different things because I'm just used to executing one account, right? So then I pretty much was like, let me just do all the 25Ks. And just because I didn't want to get over my head with figuring out all the rules and stuff. So that's what I did. Let's see what else we got here. LaRue said, do I ever trade ES? Nah, I mean, I used to trade both, but then I found like it's just easier to just trade one or the other for me. A lot of it has to do with seeds, because otherwise I have to have 2 servers up because I require 1 server per ticker that I'm monitoring, and writing levels to. So that's one of the reasons. DRVJ said 60-40 rule. Yeah, that's exactly correct on the futures. Yeah, 60-40 rule. See what else we got. Trades with L. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, brother. Nice move up here, but no crazy volume. I wonder if we get back up into this zone today. I think it's probably going to wait till tomorrow, but we'll see. I was a little bit off rhythm last night too. Let me just scroll back on this chart. Let me go to a 2000 tick. Who was here last night before the close when we talked about the level I was watching for overnight? Who was here? I know one person said that they marked that level in their chart and traded it. 24,575 was the level. Let me just mark it. Horizontal line. 24,575. All right, so that's the level we talked about last night, the black line on seeds going into the close. We talked about it around like 345. So like the market was pretty far from it when we talked about it. Let's see what the distance is here. We were over 100. We were almost 110 points from it last night when we were talking about it. And then we started to get to it going into the close. And it just got to the point where it was like almost 4:30 when it got there. So I didn't take that entry. I traded the level later. Actually, I didn't trade this open level either. I traded somewhere in here. Yeah, I was part of this squeeze actually. I was long biased last night. But yeah, that level really held up nicely last night, and that kind of ties into why today was such a solid session for me, read wise, because I've been seeing, and I even said it, I think I said it to Darb, maybe in chat, or maybe it was like a tweet that he responded to, where I was like, the overnight session has been so clean lately, because the overnight session's really been where it's been at, you know. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. We've got some giveaways today. Please hit the like button so we can get that up a little bit. We got over 300 people in the house. The room's showing up. If we start rotating around this 24,500 level, then maybe we make it up into that upper region, but I don't know. I would rather see us get to the lows. I really want to see what happens if we break the lows. Let's see here. I am liquidity said afternoon rally to dump or on power hour. So my bias on whether we break the low or whether we get up into 25. Let me see the level. Let me go back to the 5,000 tick chart. Okay. So my bias is exactly 50-50. I have no bias on whether we get up into this 655 area, or if we break, or if we test the low. Maybe like 51% that we test the low, but basically neutral. Basically neutral. What I would like to see is a test of the low, and if there's a tweet or something that gets it down there, then we come back into the range. If we just casually make it down to the low, I think that's going to be a lot less likelihood of having a bounce than if we aggressively go into the low off of some sort of catalyst. Then to me, there's a higher probability we return into this rotational range. It seems to me like there's accumulation going on. So I think maybe one more rally, and then maybe the sell-off is next week. Or maybe it never comes. Who knows? But I don't know if we're just going to sell off right from this pivot. We'll see. DD ratio 16. Nice. Guys, smash the like button. Item number 4. Why being present is important to my market feel, right? I don't like taking sessions off. I will sit out sessions. I have no problem saying I don't like the action. I'm sitting out. I'm sitting out the open, or sometimes I'll sit out a whole session, but I'm still present. You know, I still show up, at least for the open, just to get a feel for the session. So why that's important to my market feel, right? It's not going to be important to everyone. To me, it's very important because I don't feel it's... I remember describing this to my sister. Because even when we're on vacation, when we're on family vacation or anything like that, I won't miss it. I don't want to miss the open. I won't miss an open, no matter what. Like, yeah. I mean, I'll do anything. I'll do whatever I can to not miss the open, even if I'm not trading it. And so it's important to me. And I was explaining to my sister, I was like, to me, it's not like I'm trading the market. It's almost like I feel like I'm in the market. Like I'm not like looking at it. I feel like I'm in it. So when I miss a session, it kind of, when I miss an open, I feel like I get taken out of the market. And then to me, I know it sounds crazy, but it can take me like a week or two to feel like I'm back in it. Like yeah, like to me, it's like I'm in it. It's like it's all around me. It's like I'm submerged in the market. And then if I miss an open, I feel like I snap out of it, and it takes me a week or two to get back into that thing where I just feel like I can feel the market. So I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, I thought I would just bring that up because, because I don't know. Sometimes, because I was thinking, like, because some of the reads and stuff, some of the commentary I put on Twitter, like, I'll put my notes together for the show, and like I try my best to verbalize how I come up with certain thesis, and sometimes it's easier, but like some of those things about like, oh, I think it's going to be a high volume chop day, there's no mechanical way for me to explain why I come up with that thesis. So to me, that was kind of brought to my mind item number 4, why being present is important to my market feel, right? Why being present is important to my market feel. Naruto said, am I OCD? Yeah, I think probably, yeah. I have some, my brain is a little bit, has some weird wiring. Let's see what else we got. Somebody said flow state. Yeah, flow state. Let's see what else we got. Ian said watching passively and not trading is probably one of the most pro moves. Yeah, like, if I'm on vacation or something, I'll be basically risk off. I'll scale my size way down, but I'm still got to be present. I got to be present. I got to show up. I can't miss it. Like, I'll usually go to Europe for a month in the summer. I watch every open. I was there for a month last summer. I watched every open. I didn't miss an open. I didn't miss an open. Let's see what else we got. Mutant 8 said the trader shows up. Yeah, you gotta show up. You gotta show up. Everyone showed up. Look at us rotating under this level. This action's getting a little interesting now. I wonder if things are going to open up a little bit. I feel like it's going to be tomorrow, but I don't know. We'll see. Like, you know how sometimes the action tightens up a lot. It's almost like options. Vega and Theta are just decaying. Someone out there's accumulating all the options, and then you get some huge, massive move on Friday. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Guys, smash that like button. Let's see what we're giving away today. Oh, and item number 5. Item number 5 kind of ties into my whole pre-market thesis. Can there be too much liquidity? I always talk about how I love liquidity because I can trade with size without getting slippage. But, I mean, don't forget, I want liquidity with movement. Today is liquidity with no movement, So, there can never be enough liquidity, but I'm like, can we get some movement with this liquidity, please? Can we get some movement with this liquidity? I had a really good trade on during the regular session. I trimmed it too early because I just didn't like what I saw on the tape. There was too much participation on both sides of the tape, and it was hard to manage risks. So I exited my main trade of the session. B-Tree Eric said the room shows up. What's going on, brother? I can't believe it's Thursday already. I think this is a week where a lot of people who were impatient probably got smoked because it was not an easy week to navigate. It wasn't an easy week to navigate. I think this was a week where it's easy to get on the wrong side of the trade, especially like people who trade with like moving averages and all that kind of stuff. Like, because there's been a lot of moves and then you get a lot of rotation around levels before you get a drive in a direction. Like, you really need to have good levels if you're trading in an environment like this. Good levels and good patience. Otherwise, you probably got smoked. All right, we're giving away a My Funded Futures Rapid. And the second giveaway is for a brand that I really am intrigued by. I'm not going to say what brand it is, but there's a brand that I'm really intrigued by, a prop brand. And that's the second account we're giving away. Both of them are intriguing, but the second one's really, I think, one of the best accounts out there. Devil said smash the like. Smash the like. You know what? I know days like today. So days like today are the kind of day where what happens is if someone misses the opening drive trade, if they don't have good levels, they'll just get chopped out the rest of the session trying to make back what they didn't earn in the opening drive trade or what they lost because they got the opening drive trade wrong. Like, you could just look at the chart and you know it's a day like that for a lot of people. So if you're in here and you got Rocket Scooter, congratulations, you didn't get toe up, right? We had resistance at hedge pressure, support at monthly hedge pressure. It was kind of like the writing was on the wall that it was going to be a tight day as soon as the levels came out. Uh-oh, we got someone, I don't know, Brome, I don't think you're allowed to do that, brother. I don't think you're allowed to do that. I don't know the rules, but I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that, man. I don't think you should do that. Yeah, I don't think you should do that. Oh, it got removed. Thank you, whoever. Thank you. Because I don't think that's allowed. You can't do that. Let's see what else we got here. Boosted said toe up from the flow up. Yeah, for sure. See, Wizen, you made the bias switch in the opening drive and you got it right. You probably hit it nice then. You probably hit it nice. Let's see what else we got here. Corey said, what did you miss? Just tight, high volume action, brother. Tight, high volume action. The Daily Grind said, can I explain the opening drive? Well, to me, I thought we were going to move up into the, I expected a tight range day, but I thought Sebastian saying, am I a millionaire? So I don't really like to talk about I mean, yes, but that's all. I don't want to talk about my personal status or whatever. But I mean, you know, I'm a trader, like, you know, yes. Okay, so let's talk about the opening drive trade, okay? So the opening drive trade, let's scroll back on the chart. So if you look at seeds, okay, if you look at seeds, right, top right corner, when I'm referring to like that opening drive trade, so For me, I wanted a long because I thought the tight action for the day would end up in this region up here, right? 24,600 area. That's where I thought we would be getting up to. And I thought we would be tight in that range. Now, as soon as we open, we start selling off pretty aggressively and quick, pretty fast, right? So I think to myself, well, I really, like, at that point, I'm like, okay, we're selling off into this stable zone. And I immediately, at the open, DD band, the zones were still loading, but DD band was on the chart, right? Because we already have DD band. And I'm like, oh, like we got DD band down there. I got a seeds level down there. I'm like, okay. I always talk about, I want to have 65 to 70, 71% conviction on a trade. And I'm like, okay. I see this opening drive trade playing out one of three ways. Okay? One of three ways. Like one of three overall ways. Okay, number one, we get down to this area, right? This level. And then we trade back up and we have a nice aggressive move up into hopefully this zone, but just an aggressive move through this volume, you know, through this stable block up into this upper region. Okay, so that's to me scenario one. So in that case, in that scenario, I'm a buyer, right? I'm a buyer down here. Scenario two for me was that let me just scroll down a little bit. Scenario two for me was that we come down into the zone, but we get a little bit deeper, and then the same move happens, or we end up somewhere in this stable block, right? So to me, that's two reasons for me to want to be approaching a long down there. And then the third scenario, which makes sense, right? 65, 70% confident. The third scenario is that it comes down to the zone, it doesn't hold, and then we pass through, right? Which makes sense. That was my thesis. Okay, so that's how I arrive at, okay, I'm 65 to 70% confident. Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure those are the three scenarios. I didn't think that there was a scenario really that we would come down and we would rotate down here really tight and just stay in this tiny area, right? I thought we would either bounce with two possible scenarios, or we would break it and I would be wrong. The only reason I wasn't able to capitalize on that thesis was, and I talked about this at the beginning of the stream. Look, we got to the distance of 22 points from where I was looking to enter. That was too far for me to enter the trade there. Okay? Because even though I would have been right, I wouldn't have been able to trade it with conviction because I would have really wanted an entry lower. And if I enter too high and if I make a habit of doing that, my geometry on my trades is always going to be off. And my geometry being off means I can't manage risk correctly. So I'm not going to get recency bias and say, oh, I should have taken that entry, and then all of a sudden develop a bad habit around it, right? I say it didn't get to my entry. Well, whatever. But daily grinds, hopefully that helps, right? Because this is the framing of things like that is it's important. But great question. Thank you for asking that question. Dr. Info said Gamma's in chat. I didn't think Gamma came anymore. Let's see. Tex Como said, how are you? Hello. Guys, smash the like. Let's see what else we got up here. Daily Mana said the markets are watching our levels. Yeah, I don't think so. Lino, what's up, brother? What's going on? Daily Mana said JK. Just kidding. Who out there thinks we're going to get a strong directional move before the close, and who thinks it's going to wait for tomorrow or the overnight? Honestly, the overnight has been such bangers lately. The long opportunities last night were like so nice. So nice. Lino, good to have you here. Let's see. I am liquidity. I am liquidity. The market knows where your paper stop loss is. That's good. Anyone else have any other questions? I love my new screen layout. I can pretty much always see chat now. I love interacting with the family. It's fun. I want to see a rip your face off rally before we sell off. I don't know if we're gonna get it, but I thought we might see a rally before we drop. Not today's session, but just overall. Because if we're gonna get a big picture sell off, I don't know. Just thought we might clear out some shorts one more time before we go down. But who knows how we could keep rotating. I don't know. I take it session to session. Can't think that far out. Matthew said, can I explain the siege chart? Absolutely. So the siege chart is very simple. I use it alongside Rocket Scooter. The siege chart is just broken up into, really, you just need to know two things. There's the gray areas are stable blocks, and the shaded regions are decision blocks. And I typically initiate my trades and frame my trades around decision blocks. And my best trades and my favorite trades are ones where decision block lines up with a Rocket Scooter level. Seeds is my own algorithm, which I developed over the course of my career. And last summer, I also came across Rocket Scooter. I tested it. I discovered it has very good edge at the levels, and I use it alongside seeds. I didn't abandon my own system because I'm just so comfortable with it already. But I used Rocket Scooter to enhance what I was already doing, and there's been an increase in accuracy since incorporating Rocket Scooter, probably 3 to 5%. Boosted Dime said, did I ever explain the resilience indicator? No. Great question. And Laru, I'll also answer yours. The resilience indicator. Okay. So the resilience indicator was asked, someone asked this question earlier. Thanks Boosted for the reminder. So the resilience indicator is an auxiliary indicator that's used alongside the levels that are drawn on the chart. There's 3 resilience lines. First is the gap resilience. So I have that in gray. I have it as blocks. It can also be a line. So the gap resilience is a gap fill predictor. It's most useful when there is a somewhat substantial gap, you know, a 40 plus point gap. The bigger the gap, the more usable it is, in my opinion. So it's a gap fill predictor. And what it does is it helps you determine whether stocks in the underlying index are moving to fill their gap up, moving to fill their gap down, and using that resilience indicator. If it's above 0, you can typically devise that the open, close, and support, right, they'll be marked as support on the chart. And if it's below 0, the text for the open, close, and half gap will turn into the word resistance. So it's an auxiliary indicator to help you trade around the open, the close, and the midpoint between them, which we call half gap. What's going on? Good to have you here. The NASDAQ and S&P, there's resilience for them. There's resilience for, I believe, I think most of the there's you could bring it up on other tickers as well. For the hedge pressure resiliences. So the hedge pressure resiliences are indicators of whether stocks in the underlying index are above or below their weekly and monthly hedge pressure lines. And the hedge pressure resilience being above 0 indicates that monthly hedge pressure will likely be support. And it being below 0 indicates that monthly hedge pressure would likely be resistance. And the same goes for the weekly hedge pressure. So they're auxiliary indicators to help you understand the dynamics and how you can trade around the levels that are seen on the upper part of the screen. And they're statistically significant. Boosted Dime, you're welcome, brother. Let's see what else we got. How'd I get to know Matt? I got to know Matt just through. So basically, what happened was, once you are in your groove with trading, you don't really like research trading. So what happened was last year, a friend of mine said that he was trading futures. And I didn't know that futures had become such a popular thing, right? Because when I first started learning trading, the most popular thing was like the small cap stocks and all that, all that stuff. Futures wasn't really a thing. I got into futures because I liked them because it was consistent. You could trade the same instrument all the time, and because they're very liquid. So like forward looking into my career, I was like, that'll be good. I'll be good at a liquid instrument. Because small cap trading, you have a size cap. At some point, you start moving it. So my friend told me he was trading futures, and then he told me about all these streams that there were and all this stuff. So I did some research, and I stumbled across the Rocket Scooter stream, and I was intrigued by the platform because it had something called liquidity maps. My entire philosophy around the market is liquidity. So I just got to know Matt just like everyone else through the stream, and then when he was looking for someone to do the streaming thing, I was like, oh, that might be interesting. Because trading is rewarding only the most, like trading is rewarding, but it's rewarding from a capital perspective, and that kind of wears off. So I thought it'd be cool to like be a part of a community with trading and talk about trading and stuff like that. I'll get something out of it, and I'm getting something out of it. So that's how I met Matt, through the whole streaming idea, that he was looking for someone to try streaming. Let's see what else we got here. Oscar, what's up, G? Top G thought I was his brother. Nah, not his brother. We're brothers from another mother. Matt's good people though. Him and iDoc, they're nice people. They're cool. Let's see. I'm Liquidity said you trade alone. No one else does it. The Rocket Scooter community really feels like just that community rather than a bunch of degens. Yeah, it really is, because now that I'm on Twitter, I see there's a lot of bad people out there in the trading space. So it's cool. It's cool that we have a nice community of real ones. Let's see what else we got. Larry said, are my parents billionaires? No. Unfortunately, my parents are very bad with money. My parents are not good with money. They're not good with money. Nux Nostalgia, what's up, G? What's going on? One less reach. What's going on? Axe Crip, what's going on? Lots of new faces in chat. It's cool. Damn, it's 2:45 already? Woo! Guys, let's get the likes up and do a giveaway. We're only at 166 likes. Can we get to 200 and do a giveaway? Smash that like button. Over 300 people in the house. Rod Trade says the room shows up. My funded futures 50K rapid. Nice. Nice. Smash the like button. Fraser's in the house. Nux is eating the spaghetti. Steve Hickey. Steve Hickey, welcome to the room. Congratulations. Make sure you research Rocket Scooter. Not financial advice, but in my opinion, for people who don't have edge or only have a little bit of edge, Rocket Scooter, it's the fast track to edge. I wish it existed when I first started trading. And I'm a little bit jealous of people who discover Rocket Scooter early in their career before they learn bad stuff. Because that's kind of like, they don't have to go through some of the stuff that people who don't find it early have to go through. Because, you know, learning to trade, it's a painful process. It's painful. So the fact that Rocket Scooter's out there existing, available to the public, that's like the jackpot. So congratulations on being here. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna skip this song. Oh, Nature's Margin Call. This is a good song. I like this song. I love I'm you know what? What's today? Thursday? You know what? I think tomorrow I might go get spaghetti. I might go. There's an Italian restaurant me and my girl go to. It's like a family style, chill Italian place. I think we'll go there and get some spaghetti tomorrow. Pasta puttanesca I'll probably get. It's like pasta with red sauce, olives, anchovies. Or no, is it? Yeah, anchovies. It's good. She can make it, but I'm the. She can. We're both cooks. She went to culinary school, but I'm self-taught. But yeah, no. We cook. I love my stove. I love cooking. I redid my kitchen. All right, let's see what we got here. Marco's Pizza. Haven't been. Let's see what we got here. 167, 187. All right, we're almost at 200. Let me get the little giveaway engine started. Hey, you know what? Let me ask you guys a question. Which volume is better for the music? Okay, this is number 1. This is number 1. This is number 1 volume, and I'm just curious if the second volume's better. Hold on one second. So this is number 1. And then that's number 2. It's a little bit louder. Which one's better? Two. Okay. All right. I had lowered it a little bit. So close. Yeah, it's only 3 dB. It's only 3 dB. I have it set up so when I talk, it lowers a tiny bit, but you know, I just wanted to see what was better. Boosted Dime said -3 dB for the win. Maybe I'll put it at -1.5. Split the difference. I'm up before the sun, cause I'm done with the case. Tired of the 9 to 5, grinding soul sucking state. Dreaming the beaches in Bali, no boss on my line. Waking up. How can you guys, how's my voice right now? How's my voice volume over the music? It should still sound Like, you should still be able to hear me, because it should push the music down a little bit when I talk. Good? Alright, cool. Now people think 1 and 2 is the code word. We just caught some bots. Alright. It's time for a giveaway. We're giving away a My Funded Futures 50K Rapid. Okay. Stand by for the code word. Any suggestions for the code word? Give me suggestions for the code word. Give me suggestions for the code word. Let me just copy this in. Close window. Paste. Reset tool. I'm gonna look at the suggestions. Oh wait, something's happened to my premium subscription. Hold on. I gotta re-sign up for this thing. Hold on. $10 a month. Okay, hold on. I gotta sign up for the giveaway engine again. Hold on. Stand by. They want money. Yes, I want the membership. Isn't there a free comment picker? Stand by. I gotta pay for this thing. I thought I was already a member. I thought I was. Hold on. Come on. Thank you for being a member. Stand by. You are successfully logged in. You now have access to premium content picker. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now I can pick a word. I'm going with, I'm gonna call it out. The code word is, hold on, let me reset the tool. The code word is Mom spaghetti. It's spaghetti. It's spaghetti. It's spaghetti. 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 Josh V in the house. Spaghetti, 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 spaghetti. All right, My Funded Futures. 50K Rapid. Let's see what the specs are on this bad boy. Okay. Okay, let's see. 50K Rapid. Oh, it's not on the sheet. Hold on. Stand by. Let me research this. My Funded Futures. 50K Rapid. My funded futures. 50K rapid. Okay, here's what it is. It's a 3K target, a 2K drawdown, 5 contracts or 50 micros, 50% consistency. Minimum payout's $500 with a 90% split, and the buffer requirement is 2.1K. The buffer requirement's 2.1K. I usually would say 2100. Damn, shorten that upper seeds level. Would have really worked out well all session. Am I missing an opportunity here? I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. It's hard to short the level when I thought we were going to get up into the upper zone. I feel like I'd be trading against my own thesis. The rejections have been really nice. Let me see how many times I would have got stopped out. Oh no. Damn. It would have worked every time. Well, whatever. I didn't want to trade against my own thesis. But, damn, that level was money. Whatever, that's part of the game. Alright. Spaghetti. Somebody B71 said Hugo. Who gets the reference? Who gets the reference? Yo, somebody B71. That was the clutch reference right there. 24,500. Hugo, did you short 24,500? Hugo! Watch, I'll short it this time. It'll blow through it. I mean, it's... I don't know. I just thought we were going to rotate up to 24,600 area. Adam's typing in specific kinds of pasta. Ethan said when the yellow over the blue. It's a double blue buy. It's a double blue buy. Move your stops. Move your stops. Power hour. 2 minutes. Session's flown by. Oh, wait, hold on. Volume's coming in. This move has volume. Hold on. Let me just mark this out. This move has volume. Dougie said you caught 2,300 and you loosed 150K today? And you gave back 600? Decide to lock yourself out at 1,800? My guy. Giving back 600 on a 2,500K session? That's fine. Like, good time to lock it up. Good for you. Good for you. That's dope. Get a name in tonight. When the trades go up, the blessings come down. How many times did we dip? Let me just see. How far have we dipped? I was stumbling through the market, feeling broken and blind. Every candle looked crooked. Fear was ruling my mind. Then screwed away me. Let me show you the way. Watch that bulls on
rising. Watch the DD band sway. When the signal starts singing, and the lines stay true. Just trust that scooter power. It'll carry you through.
News-driven move. Israel's president's talking. Well, listen, there is volume behind this move, so I'm paying attention. This is not a hollow move. There's volume.
And the blessings come down. Then the market got wild. Started spinning around. When Scooter showed the HP line. Hey, child, stand your ground. Monthly map on the table. MHP in the sky. Said if the dealers push it down, well, baby, that's your time to buy. When the monthly maps
Wonder what this guy's saying. Way to move. You don't see anything on your financial juice? No? Let me see what we got here. 190. We're over 200 likes. Nice. All right, let's do our first. Oh man, look at this. Squeezage. Damn. Are we gonna get into that fucking zone up there? Excuse my language. Yeah, I don't see a safe entry though. This is the kind of move where it's like, you know, you gotta just jump on the train with the volume and just set a stop or not take it. Excuse me. Yeah. Feels like 60%. If we pull back into 24,475, pay attention to it. I'll pay attention to it down there. Read the action in real time. Too many mixed signals. Still got negative DD ratio. Still got negative res on NASDAQ and S&P. Still got negative hedge pressure resilience. Although monthly hedge pressure is positive. There's just not enough edge there. All right, let's see. 400, almost 400 people in. All right, let's spin the wheel. We got 2 giveaways. So 2 giveaways during Power Hour. The code word spaghetti. This is a My Funded Futures 50K Rapid. My Funded Futures 50K Rapid. And let me bring up the giveaway engine. Giveaway. Okay. All right. You got let's see, how much time to enter? 1 second. 37 seconds. 37 seconds. $37 seconds. Damn. It's the move I was waiting for. 35, let's see. $35, $34. Yeah, it was tough not to punch it there. I just didn't. It felt like 60%. This wasn't quite there for me. All right. Okay. Pick a winner. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick a winner. Shay Tanaya I7S. Type something in chat. Use a winner. Congrats. Type something in chat. Use a winner. You won. Boosted Dime said rigged. Chetanaya. You here? You're there? All right. Look at this squeezage. Congratulations. Use a winner. Damn, this is the zone I wanted to get up into all day. Ugh. Well, what are you going to do? The trade idea came to fruition, but you know what? There was no way for me to manage risk. The only way I could have entered this trade was an entry on the pullback to 24,572 with a stop down here. But that just is what felt like 60% to me. Not quite enough. Would have been too risky. So hard to watch, but if that same trade presented itself 100 times over the course of the year, statistically, I know I'd be better off just leaving it alone. Not really. It's not really my right way to trade. But it's still tough to watch because this is the exact area I was trying to rotate into. 24,650. What are you gonna do? Okay, so yeah, that first touch I could have shorted, but I don't know. It's just not on this squeeze. Plus, I'm looking at this giveaway thing. All right, so they responded, right? They responded. Did we get a response? I got a response. Okay, I thought I did. Sorry, I was a little distracted because this move kind of took off at that time. Okay, so in order to claim your prize, damn, look at the response at the seed zone. Look at that. Look at that. Seed zone lined up by proxy perfectly with the bull zone on ES. What are you gonna do? All right, to claim your prize, click the link in the description. Go to the contest channel in the Discord, and within that Discord, message the admin name Slacks, and he will hook you up. You about to get the hook up. Definitely a catalyst, right? I was watching it closely because I said it had volume behind it. It was not hollow. What a move! What a move! But just not the type of move I can manage risk in. My only choice was to jump right in and just go for it. I just didn't feel like I wanted to do it. $49 trades. I think 49 trades nailed it. Trump switches car insurance to Geico, saving 15%. Mutant said, how do I see real volume behind the move? I could see it on the Oh, okay. Let me just scroll back on price velocity and volume velocity. Look at this move. See how they both sped up at the same time? Right? They were both speeding up at the same time. If that move happened, but volume velocity stayed pretty horizontal, I would be like, whatever. But the reason I all of a sudden was watching so closely is because these two were both moving down at the same time. And you could see they both moved down into the green. They crossed into the green basically the same time. And I'm immediately like, oh, this is a real move. Right? That's something you can't just see, you can't see that just looking at the chart. You need to have some way to look internally. 350 people in the house. Welcome to the room. Guys, type the room shows up. Welcome our new family members. What's going on, fam? We're doing another giveaway during Power Hour, which we are in. We're giving away a MRP. Oh, we got another giveaway, brother or sister, or whoever. SR20 said news shows up. Yeah, I guess that's the rip your face off rally I was hoping for. Shame I couldn't participate. Bummer. Adam says the move shows up. Somebody has volume candle set up, so volume candles change color when the volume comes in. That's cool. That's helpful. Everyone's got their own little method. 49 trades. What indicator am I using to get all those converted levels? It's not an indicator. It's my own algorithm. On the seeds chart, that's my own algo. It kind of nailed the top on that move too. But I mean, that's pretty. It's a good system. I guess I could have stepped in front of it right there, but coulda, woulda, shoulda, or however that saying goes. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's tempting to go long at 24,600. I'm not gonna lie. $24,600. See if it holds. Damn. I'm just trigger shy. On this session. Look at that. Look at that bounce. Damn, 42 points right there. How do you differentiate this move versus a pump and dump daily mana? It's more about monitoring the volume, whether volume comes in or not. Wait, didn't I say like 5 minutes before this move, didn't I say, wow, this area is held so good for short? And I said, watch, if I choose to short it, I bet it'll blow right through it into this upper zone. And look, see, that's why I didn't want to short it. I did say that. I was like, watch, if I choose to short this level that's been holding short all session, I guarantee it'll blow right through it. If I didn't like the level earlier, I'm not gonna all of a sudden like it later. Yeah.
Now pump that price. Give it a tick more. Oh, that feels nice. Now hold it, baby. Let it run. P&L popping. Till the morning comes.
Would I choose to go long on it now? No. So part of my reason for letting that move happen, part of my reason for letting that move happen is because there's two things. First of all, because the morning session was very high volume chop, and it felt like there was accumulation going on, and we were going to get some sort of rally. But in my head, I'm like, it's probably going to come tonight or tomorrow, right? So that's what I'm thinking. And when you have a session like today's, a lot of people are kind of just upside down, underwater, so you can get some erratic action. And us getting up into this zone that we're in now, that's the zone. If you look at my tweet, see these lines? Like, these were already on the chart before the open. Let me just open up the Twitter. This will kind of frame why I was just watching that, and I was like, well, you know, whatever. We might have a whippy move off the open. Hold on. Okay, here we go. 24,600 to 24,680. Okay. That's 24,680, where my crosshair is now. That's 24,600. So this is the chop zone that I was referring to in my tweet this morning. So I was thinking we would get up there after the morning whippy move. So this is what I was targeting this morning. But the fact that it wasn't happening this morning, right? I'm not all of a sudden now going to, once the session's kind of just had a different personality, like it's had the right personality, but didn't get up to there this morning. It was in this lower zone. Just can't trade that with conviction, right? If it happened this morning, I would have had conviction. But because so much has already happened in today's session, I was like, just wasn't feeling it. And then the other thing was, I only really had two ways I could enter this. I only had two ways I could enter this trade, okay? I only had two ways I could enter this trade. And I'll tell you which one I was more open to. There's two ways for me to enter this trade. One is I had drawn this line. It's about 35 points down off of the top of this decision block. And quite often when there's a move like that, I would be open to getting in at that pivot with a stop about 35 points below it. That's why I drew this, right? I drew this ahead of this move, but I drew it because I was looking for, or I drew it somewhere in here, but I'm looking for this possible pullback. But I also was paying attention to the range, the true range of the move, what the volatility was within that move. And I'm like, I'm going to have to use too much of a large stop just to get in at this level. That's basically like, you know, you're getting in and you're kind of like, all right, just set a stop and just hope it keeps squeezing sort of thing. That's the one that I said, it feels like 60%, right? I said 60% because that's what I was assigning to it in my mental scale. To me, the 65% trade was if it came back down into this during that news move, as I knew that catalyst was giving the market more volatility, but that the up move had volume behind it. I was hoping that we would have that catalyst allow the market to whip around enough to get down to this, get back down into this region. And to me, that's where the safe 65 to 71% trade was, right? And that's the one, that's the kind of trade I'm looking for. So I just kind of, I just let it go, because if I take all the 60% setups I see, my accuracy will start to drift down towards 60%. That's just the way I feel. So that's, you know, that's kind of why I was like, well, it's almost what I wanted, but not what I wanted. But hopefully that helps you understand why I was just, you know, let it happen. Let it happen. What are you gonna do? Nice rejection off the top there. 320, 378 people in the house. Our family's growing. Welcome to the room. You guys are shorting up here? I don't know. I'm being extra cautious here. J Black, I did not take the short from the top. No, my overall bias for the day was to the long side. To get up into 24,650. This is the area I put at on my Twitter that I thought was going to be the range, tight range for today. So I was trying to trade up to that this morning. So, I mean, the short off the top decision block was fine. It lined up by proxy with the level on, ES. But I don't know. It just felt to me this session like someone was accumulating long. So I didn't really want to be on the short side. Jay Black said I called out the top almost to the tick. Yeah, I mean, the levels... You could see why I like trading the levels when they line up with a rocket scooter level, right? It just gives extra confluence behind them. Like, yeah, the overshoot was pretty small. $7 points on NASDAQ. It was tight. It was a tight turnaround. It was nice. But I would have felt like I'd be trading against myself if I took that. Volume's slowing down a little bit, but there's still quite a lot of volume up here. Based on the fact that it felt like someone was accumulating, there was large accumulation going on today, I wouldn't be surprised if we sweep the whole range one more time. So I'm being careful. Doesn't feel like, you know, it's like little traders accumulating. It feels like there's a big accumulation going on. So probably some more shenanigans to go. The session just feels unsafe to me. Naruto said it is unsafe. Yeah, it just hasn't felt like... Everything's felt like 60% max to me today. Everything's felt like 60% max. Even this morning, I was like, eh, like, I was just not feeling it fully.
Every move's a pulse breaking the chain.
East said don't want to miss risk money on a coin toss. Yeah, I mean, you know, the 60% plays are okay. But they have a higher likelihood of consecutive losers. There's a whole lot of stuff that comes in once you start taking setups that are a little bit less, have a little bit less edge. The move was exactly one risk interval on ES. Risk intervals are good.
Rocket scooters file, my spirit's unbound. One step at a time, one step at a time, I'm heavenward bound. One step at a time, my heart's aflame.
362 people in the house. Guys, hit the like button. The more likes we get, the more giveaways we can do. We have one more giveaway to do today, and then we're also doing giveaways on tomorrow's session. Can't believe tomorrow's Friday already. It's been a tricky week to navigate. P&L, it's been a fine P&L week. I'm happy with the week. Not a big week, but, you know, it's a solid week. Especially given the condition. It was a tricky week. Oh wait, is Darb not on tonight? You know what you're gonna do without the Darb tuck? Oh, you mean tomorrow?
Years of wipeouts, accounts blown to dust, strategies.
Let me see. There's an alternate short entry. Let's see. Let me mark it out.
Every setup bust.
Oh no, it's way up. It's way down here.
In the trading mist, stumbled on rocket scooters twist, tools unlocked edges I never knew exist. Monthly trial, daily stream, the fog clears wide. I'm locked on MHP and I'm hunting half-gap buys. Rocket scooter, P&L climbs, the payouts gleam. Rocket scooter, from lost to lost, now I found the key. Rocket scooter, rocket scooter.
Rockin' Peak said, you said, what are you gonna do without Darb? Yeah, no, Darb show's great. We love Darb.
No more hope and pray. Monthly map sniper eyes, scalp the decay. HP hug tight, bull zones the play. Stop hunting,
I think there's some people buying the dip here.
renegade, daily target,
Kind of at the line in the sand here. I don't know.
balance well,
This is kind of a 50-50 from here.
same grind, new day. One breath, one burn, not gonna till time, threading needles through the
See what the move was there.
rocket scooter, P&L climbs, the payouts gleam. Rocket scooter,
35 points.
from lost to lost, now I found the key. Rocket scooter, rocket scooter. I was blind in the dark, just guessing the game, chasing the highs, feeling all the shame.
Okay. 377 people in the house. We'll give it away in probably 15 minutes. Tradeify. We're giving away a Tradeify account. Those are dope. Tradeify 50k selects. I think it's a really good account.
P&L climbs, the payouts gleam.
I read all the rules. It looks really good.
From lost to lost, now I found the key. Rocket scooter,
What's wrong with the stand?
rocket scooter.
Oh.
Rocket scooter. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
rocket scooter.
There we go. Fire Giant, yes. I trade when my edge shows up. I trade when my edge shows up. Anytime my edge shows up, I trade. Alright, there we go.
The charts were changed, my hope was gone. Each failed breakout dragged me on. Fear was fuel.
B71 trying to win that Tradeify. Nice.
The spark inside cut through it all. I fought the bulls on face.
Alright, let's
Don't take it
see what we got here. Tradeify 50k select giveaway.
right from the
Let's see what we got. Tradeify 50k select. I'm gonna look up the rules for this account that we given away.
from the half get by to the bulls on sky. I'm built to run, I'm built to die. Through the crash, the climb, the fight, and keep on riding.
Tradeify.
In the liquidity pocket, I found my soul. Burn my fear to take control. Resilience forged.
Okay, here we go. Tradeify 50k select. Okay, this is why it's so good. The profit target's 2,500. The trailing drawdown is 2,000. So it's almost 1-to-1. So for 50k to be almost 1-to-1, that's like really good. Because the 50ks are usually 3,000 to 2,000. So it's 2,500 to 2,000. That's cool. Consistency's 40%. 4 minis or 40 micros. That's Tradeify, yeah. Tradeify. One less reach. What's up, dude? Yeah, it's hard to find almost 1-to-1. The only actual 1-to-1 I've ever seen is the TPT $1,500 drawdown, $1,500 profit on the 25Ks. Which I like those. They're cool.
No safety plan.
And then you could choose between daily payouts or flex payouts. So daily payouts, you can get $1,000 a day, no consistency, $2,000 target, max drawdown rather, and $1,000 daily loss limit. And then with flex, you can get $3,000 payouts, and it's a $2,000 drawdown. No responsiveness at this level. Rotation could go either direction from this zone. 50-50 in my opinion. Tradeify selects. Pretty good. Pretty good. See if we got down to where my entry zone is. No, I wouldn't have got tagged in anyways. What is this? Shorts are stuck and longs took profit already? Is that what we're seeing? Tradeify. Yeah, and then we got, ooh. We're one of the giveaways tomorrow. I'm just giving a sneak peek. At least this is what I see on the list. One of the giveaways tomorrow could possibly be a TPT 50K. That'd be nice. How to join the giveaway? I'm about to give out a code word. I'll give out a code word. The family's growing, guys. The room shows up again. The room showed up. Thank you so much for being here. It was fun to hang out. We're almost at 300 likes. Hit the like button. What is this? Let me see. Nice. Nice. $319. Wait. Nice. Wait, where's my level? Hold on. There we go. Beep bop, beep bop. Who trades with Tradeify? Who likes the Tradeify accounts? I think there's a lot of people participating right now who are like maybe scared to jump in on that main move. And now they're like, you know, trying to make up for it. They got FOMO, and then they're just probably just getting chopped, just shredded up. Versus, you know, making an active decision not to participate and then just letting it go. All right, let's see what we got here. Code word. Okay. Devin, you trade with Tradeify? 50K growth. Nice. Straight to fund is on sale for 400. That would be cool. Who, anyone got any suggestions for the code word? Let's see suggestions for the code word. All right, I've selected it. I've selected it. I've selected it. Here we go. Let me type it in the little giveaway engine. The code word is... Stand by. Reset tool. The code word is... barcode. Oh, Nico, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Nico. That was nice. The news shows up. Neon rocks. That's nice. You guys are the best. We got the best community. Barcode. Good song. Ugh. When you find liquidity right at the midpoint, in the middle of the zone. Bah. Mess.
Charts were heavy, the nights were long. Every setback made him strong. He found the tools, the truth, the song.
Anyone think we're gonna be at the lows overnight? I don't know. Kind of feels like we're gonna open low tomorrow and then rally. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what the chart looks like. We'll see. We're right in the middle of this range. 24,000. Yeah. It's pretty clean over. It's pretty clean overhead. It's pretty clean down below. I don't know. Just the way I'm reading the chart, it kind of just, I don't know. It looks to me like it wants to go lower before it goes up. I don't know. It's a little hard to read right now. Maybe I'll look at a fresh set of eyes after I get the levels tonight. This 24,000, this zone that we're in right now, it's too tight to me. Like, I don't think we're going to just stay that tight tomorrow. I don't think we're just going to stay that tight tomorrow. And to me, the fact that, okay, this morning when we made this low this morning at DD band, it was healthy down there. It was healthy. It was healthy enough that I was pretty sure we were going to get into this decision block at 24,300. That's why I didn't just pull up my order and jump in. So the fact that it was that healthy down there, I'm like, like it just seems suspect that we didn't get quite down into this block today. That's why I'm like, are we really just going to rally without navigating down there first? I don't know. Like, I like the long this morning off of this level, but the fact that we haven't got down to that level, now I'm like, it just I don't know. I like the long less based on what I've seen today, but we'll see. An overnight short and then long tomorrow from the lows, maybe. But I'm unsure. Unfortunately, this is the move I was thinking we would get this morning. Such a kind of whatever. I was right, but I wasn't right enough. So the session flew by, guys. Can I ask everyone a favor? Let's try to squeeze it up to 300 likes. That'll be sweet. We're at 277. Try to get it to 300. That'll be nice. Trade at 550K select. If you're just joining, we're giving away a Trade at 550K select account. The code word is barcode. Damn, the room shows up. We just jumped up to 288. Y'all are the best. Who is buying? Like, there's just been buying pressure this whole session. Whole session. Someone's accumulating a long. They about to get smoked or what? $425 people in the house. What's up, people? We're doing a giveaway right now. Type the code word barcode in chat. Trade a 550K select account. The family's growing. Our family's growing. Welcome to the room. Almost at 300. All right. Code word is barcode. Let's see. 263 entries? Damn, y'all getting at it. Getting at it. All right. We're going to do the drawing in 1 minute and 10 seconds. 1 minute and 10 seconds. Guys, smash that like button. Oh, man. Glad I didn't take that pullback entry. What a tricky session. I'll tell you, this session really tested my patience, though. Like, so many almost good trades. Almost good entry. I'm Liquidity said the barcode on 1 minute's insane. Let me take a look at it. I want to see. On what's ticker? ES or NASDAQ or both? ES looks more insane. Let's look. I usually don't look at the 1 minute. It's a little too... Wow, look at that. Look at that little barcode. Man, it's setting up for a cool overnight session. I wonder if it's going to be the same. The overnight sessions where all the opportunity is. I'm watching the overnight tonight. Like, the overnight sessions have been so money. It's been insane. Insane. The overnight sessions the last week or so, like, they've been so clean. Gabe said the theme of trading this market is patience. I know. I know. It's not like, you know, it's taking a lot of patience for sure. But I mean, honestly, it's good training. If you can pick your spots and be patient in a market like this, if you've got edge and you can exercise it and you can wait for your edge to show up in a market like this, it's really good. It's really good experience. It's really good experience. So if it's your first 5 years of trading, don't be mad that the conditions are what they are. Be kind of like, it's good. It's a good training ground for your patience and for waiting for your edge to show up, you know? If you're breaking even or if you're positive P&L in this environment, you know, that says quite a lot. It's not an easy environment. Is Fred strategy this his first 5 weeks? No, come on. You can't be serious. Is it? Matherwood in his first 9 months? It's brutal? Yeah. Well, at least you have Rocket Scooter. See, Wisdom's doing Scalp City, 24-point limit and 13-point stops. Nice. Hey, Sism, what kind of accuracy you clocking in with that geometry? Like low 60s, I'm assuming? Or like 60 flat? See, Wisdom, what kind of geometry, what kind of accuracy you clocking? 73? 73% accuracy with that geometry? My dog, that's beast mode. I don't know how you're doing that. Unless I got the geometry wrong. Hold on. Two to 1 geometry and you're 73% consistently? That's nuts. I couldn't do that. Good for you. No, we didn't spin the wheel. All right. Here we go. 293 entrants. We're due to give away. Well, I think, didn't I say we're going to do it in a minute, like 3 minutes ago? All right, here we go. Let me share the little giveaway engine here. All right. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick a winner. Sir Ra Fix 90. You're the winner. Congratulations. Type something in chat if you're here.
The market's waiting, bulls on bright. A plus set up perfect.
They're here. Congratulations. You're the winner. All right. Here's how you claim your prize. Go to the link in the description for the Discord. Go to the contest channel. Message the admin name Slacks, SLACKS. And there's something he's going to do. I'm trying to think. What's he going to do? Chat, what's he going to do? He's going to hook you up. Adam said affix. He's going to affix you. Congratulations. You're a winner. You're a winner. He going to hook you up, son. He going to hook you up. That's nice.
It starts to spin, the winds ignite. Shots take flight in blinding light. Whispers
Victor said use code Beyond Rigged for up to half off your losses. Guys, speaking of using codes, use code Rocket Scooter to reduce your risk on prop accounts. Use code Rocket Scooter. You get a discount on those prop accounts. How do you lower your risk? Lower your cost. How do you lower your cost? Use code Rocket Scooter. Rocket Scooter. I like how the giveaway engine fits nice and neat in the top right now. That's cool. That's all we get from mock. Yeah, there was basically no mock. There was basically no mock. Man, I hope we sell down to the lows overnight and get along from the bottom. But the problem is, if we do, I think it's going to happen while I'm sleeping. Oh, just dropped my phone. I think it's going to happen while we're sleeping. I think it's going to happen while we're sleeping. I don't know if it's going to happen at Globex. I feel like Globex is going to confuse everyone. And then if we get a sellout, it's going to be overnight. I think that's probably what's going to happen. But whatever, we'll see. Hugh Chemi asking, am I short overnight and then long in the morning? I mean, that's what I hope for. My hope, or I don't know, but my hope is that we sell across this entire range overnight. We open at the lows tomorrow morning, and then, you know, maybe there's a fake out short and we rip tomorrow. That's just what I hope, but that's a lot of hope. That's a lot of hope to have. But ideally, I'd love to see that. But I gotta see. We'll see what the chart looks like. You know, it all depends on the chart. All depends on the chart. I like to stay nimble. You know, we might wake up and we're in the upper zone, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, C Wisdom, were you talking about ticks and not points? It's Fly Die says tough room. We're pretty chill room. Not too tough. I don't think we're too tough. Oh, did I just mock? Yeah, I just mocked. I just mocked. I did. I did just mock. I'm talking smack on mock. C Wizen, were you talking about ticks for that geometry? Or points? Oh, I see. It's Fly Die says you're here all week. It's Fly Die shows up. It fly it die. Here all week. The room shows up. They showed up. C-Wizen said, you don't know what geometry is? Oh, I'm sorry. So what I mean by geometry is the geometry of the risk. Like, are you risking 10 points to make 10 points? Are you risking... I thought you said you were making 24 points for like a 10-point risk or something like that. Which is, you know, like you're making a lot more on your winners than you're losing on your losers, and you have a high above 70% win rate. Like, that's pretty crazy. That's why I was like, damn, nice. Four minutes to the close. We're almost at... We're almost... Dwart coming in with the jokes. Dwart says he makes 2 points for a 13-point stop. Well, just stick around with Rocket Scooter. Smash the like button, guys. We're almost at 300. We didn't even get to 300. A lot of capital letters from Rec for Vets. Hello, Rec for Vets. Welcome to the room. Scalpers always have inverse risk reward. Yeah, my risk reward usually comes in a little under 1-to-1. Depends on the month. Rec for Vets, welcome to the room. What companies am I investing in? I'm trading the S&P and Nasdaq futures here. D's Cut said, "Take off the sunglasses and hat. We know it's you." They're not sunglasses. You guys can see my eyes. Al Fusco, welcome. It's live. It's live, not delayed. There's like whatever. There's a delay in the stream, 5 seconds or whatever. I'm not sure the delay. See, and that's cool. So you got to figure it out. You got your geometry and everything figured out. Rec for Vets, yes. We trade Nasdaq and S&P futures. There's also... Rec for Vet said, why does it look so complicated? I mean, it's not really complicated. You just need to know what you're looking at. The best bet would be to take the boot camp. There's a link in the description. Matt, he invented the platform on the left-hand side of the screen with the levels. He offers a boot camp. It's only $20. If you take that, he goes over general market information and also the strategy that goes with that platform. Really breaks it down. Oh, now I understand. Rec for Vets is having fun. Rec for Vets said, "You were smarter than me, and you are an immortal being." Hey, Rec for Vets. It's cool to... You might be the first immortal being I've ever met. Great to meet you. Thank you for being here. Guys, say what's up to Rec for Vets. We've got an immortal being in the house. If no one's ever met an immortal being... type the room shows up in chat for Rec for Vets. We've got an immortal being in the house. Let's welcome our first immortal being to the stream. Rec for Vets is super smart. Thank you so much for being here. We got a super smart person in the house. Congratulations on being immortal and super smart, Rec for Vets. Thank you so much for being here. Sharing your knowledge with us. We love it. What does the room shows up mean? What does TRSU mean? Rec for Vets. Come on. You're a genius immortal being. You should have been able to decipher that by now. What does TRSU mean? It might mean you're not an immortal being. Nah, brother. It means the room shows up. It means the room shows up. Because you showed up. Immortal or not, you're here. Oh, I love it. Guys. Rec for Vet says the room shows up. Is that some sort of sorcery? This might be boosted dime on another account. The room shows up. Is that some sort of sorcery? It is some sort of sorcery. It's the sorcery of the community, brother. This is hilarious. Dogpedia Shorts is in the house. What's up, Dogpedia? Guys, that's the close. I really... Tonight's session, definitely tune in to Darb stream. Tune into Darb stream because the night sessions have been bangers lately. Last night was just long scalp city. And, Rec for Vets. I don't know. Rec for Vets is on one. All right. So definitely show up to Darb stream. This is hilarious. Definitely show up to. I keep getting distracted because honestly, it's some funny stuff getting typed in chat. Rec for Vets, thank you for the entertainment. We appreciate you. You and your immortal self. Thank you so much. We're in the presence of genius with Rec for Vets in the house. Anyways, back on track. Definitely show up for Darb stream. The evening sessions have been really fun. And the evening sessions have been really fun. There's been really clean action. Yeah. We'll see how that works out. Tune into Match Stream in the morning, 8:30 Eastern. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Don't forget, tomorrow, I got 2 giveaways. One of them, it looks like it's going to be TPT, so that'll be cool. Until tomorrow, I'm out for tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Hit the like button on your way out if you can. Until then, take it easy, fam. Peace.
Screens glow like city lights, heartbeat caught in the candles rise, tick straight.